Hey guys, Matt from Nerd Barrage here. Back in May, myself, Steve, and the Camera Monkey went out to Dallas Comic-Con. Had a really cool time, saw a lot of interesting stuff. One of the booths that I liked was the Mandalorian Mercs. Now, one of the guys was there. I'm sorry, if you're not familiar with the Mandalorians, it's basically Jango Fett or Boba Fett from the Star Wars universe. So I was talking to one of the guys there. His name's Dinas, and he's from North Texas. So we were talking about his kit and the costume that he had on. Really liked it. He put a lot of work into it. So I had a lot of questions for him. And he had a portfolio from the materials that he used and from start to finish to what he was wearing that day. So it inspired me to do a kit of my own. So when I got home, thought about doing it, kind of put it on the back burner. Well, another friend of mine knew that I was building the armor, so he asked me if I needed help. He knew a guy named John that was a local Mandalorian Merc. I said, yeah, all the help I can get. So he got me in touch with him, and I went over and talked to John, saw his armor, and something interesting happened. There were a lot of backstories to his armor, something I never really even thought of. So I asked him, would you be interested in doing an interview and sharing your story? He was good to go. So I hope you enjoy the interview and find it as interesting as I did. So this is John. This is the guy I was telling you about in the introduction. When did you have the first concept of actually building an entire costume?
There's an issue I read of Star Wars Insider. In it, they had the 501st, and I thought, wow, that was cool. Real-life stormtroopers.
You mentioned the 501st. What does the 501st do? What are they, just in case the viewing audience has never even heard of it?
The 501st, Mandalorian Mercs, and the Rebel Legion, they call it the Big Three. They're charity costuming groups. They do a lot of children's charities, hospital charities.
Mandalorian Mercs actually have a charity that they sponsor, Little Warrior International. And the Mercs, how long have they been around?
About 6 years now.
Okay. Here, as a centerpiece, we have your latest helmet. I want to talk about your first. So, the first armor set that you ever made, what was it made out of?
The first full set was steel from old Army wall lockers.
Steel. So that's legit.
I like to say I had military-grade armor.
What did you use? I mean, I've felt it. It's stout. What did you use to cut it out with?
Initially, a Dremel with a cutting wheel. That was terrible.
How many hours before you decided to change tools?
About a month.
A month. What did you switch to?
Just out to a jigsaw. A nice metal cutting blade made it so much faster.
The original helmet and paint scheme that you went with. So you were in Kuwait serving with the Army.
I'd been used to the desert.
Right.
I made it tan.
Because the helmet has desert flaps or sun flaps on it.
And like the French Foreign Legion.
Yeah, it looks really cool. So now the second helmet.
My gray helmet, that was originally supposed to be a Jedi hunting squad. Okay. They're all going to be same color scheme minus trim colors. I chose red. One of the other guys had blue. But we all had the texting eyepieces for uniformity.
Now what is that? What is that piece? Where'd you find that?
Another Spy Gear toy.
Yeah.
Spy Gear is a great line for little greeblies, little add-ons.
Yeah. And greeblies? Explain greeblies.
Little found items to give it character, have it not look plain and flat, give it dimension.
Yeah. So the second set...
vacuum formed plastic, much lighter than steel.
Yeah. So explain to me the concept behind paint scheme, because that really interested me as far as getting other people you either knew or a part of the Mandalorian Mercs involved in your armor.
In the Republic Commando series of books by Karen Travis, she stated that part of Mandalorian tradition is to wear pieces of armor from family members who have fallen or can't fight anymore. I thought that would be a good way to get a lot of different members of the Mercs group involved in one kit. I did choose people I knew. There's some people I didn't know that well, but I know them much better now.
The left shoulder, black with the red, is there a story behind that one?
That piece was sent down to a member in Texas. He gave it the backstory of that particular piece was from his character's father, who fell or couldn't fight anymore.
And the back piece?
That piece was sent to a guy in Wisconsin. I'm a fan of Deadpool, so he put Merc with a mouth on there.
And then I really, really like the left side.
That was done by a member out in Colorado. That was a kind of unique piece.
Okay, I love it. The abdomen piece.
That went down to Florida. He chose that color and specifically the black stripe on the side there because he's a Mopar fan. That's my Mopar armor.
Cool. I like it. So there's a piece on your kit that does have a utilitarian purpose.
Pouches, hold my wallet, my cell phone. But this piece, if I was ever thirsty, carry a bottle of water around with me. When it's closed up, it looks similar to a heat sink, like on the Stormtrooper armor.
That's awesome. I'm getting one for mine. Now this is your most recent helmet. What's it called?
The Assassin helmet?
Now you painted this, correct?
Yes.
Did you have to do anything to it other than paint it?
A little bit of sanding to get some of the rough edges off the seam line. I did have to cut out the visor area,
Okay.
so that was solid.
Where do you find a visor like that?
I got from website tvisor.com.
Okay.
They have, I think, pre-cut visors, a little bit of trimming necessary for a wide range of the helmets.
Well, there you have it. If you're interested in joining the Mercs or want to research anything that the Mercs do, or you want to build a Mando set yourself, those guys are super helpful. Check out the Mandalorian Mercs at mandalorianmercs.com.
If you like charity work, if you like making kids happy, take a look at the forums, take a look at the site.
Yeah, check out their site. Thanks, guys.